Hi, Happy New Year. So today I wanted to go ahead and continue in my series, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. And so I just want to share some tips on how to overcome the fear of standing out by embracing your own unique voice, identity, and experiences, as well as just a few tips on how to embrace seasons where you have to walk alone. And so often for me in my personal life, I started developing a fear of standing out because when I was younger, I was told I was too talkative, too loud, too this, too that. And to be fair, I did need to learn how to talk less. However, often that critique was not coming from a very positive place. It was a shutdown. When you are talkative, if you are outgoing, if you're vibrant, sometimes people want to turn your light down a little too much, right? Yes, everyone needs structure, everybody needs discipline, but I started ingesting the messages of you talk too much, you're too much, as the message that I need to tone it down. And so over the years, probably 20, going into my like mid to late 20s, I started thinking, man, maybe I should tone down. Maybe I shouldn't, talk as much. And so of course, I was learning the art of balance. There is a time to speak and there's a time to be quiet. But often that's told to people when they're telling you that there's a time to be quiet. It's very rare that people tell you when the time to speak is, or when people will embrace that it is your time to speak. And so, after ingesting the messaging, which, you know, turned out to be not so good, I over ingested the part where I should shrink down, where I shouldn't speak out as much. And I found myself just toning down more and more and more. And then I thought, well, maybe I should listen and emulate some of the people around me who also weren't speaking up. And this started to make me shrink into a shell. And it's intersected with a lot of other major life changes. And I just started shrinking back more and more. And I honestly became a little bit unhappy. While I said before, yes, you do need to learn balance, you don't need to stop being who you are. You're not supposed to change your full personality. And this is true on the opposite end, right? If you are quieter, if you like to reflect, if you're more introverted, don't change that either, right? Embracing the fear of standing out stands for any kind of personality. Whether you're quieter, whether you're already vibrant and talkative, we can all develop this fear of standing out. And so I had to learn how to embrace my own unique experience. And I got notes, so I'm glancing down at them. And so, in embracing who I am, and I shared this walking through my journey of self discovery, reconnecting to my birth identity, taking everything that I had been raised to be and everything that I found out I was through birth identity. I had to take all of that and try to figure out how to embrace who I am in totality. And that's hard in some seasons, right? And it may be hard for everyone. You don't have to have my personal story for that to be a tough thing for you to do, right? You know, you grow up, often we're told, go to school, do this, do this, do this, check these boxes. However, while you're checking those boxes, you can become lost in an identity of check boxes. You can become lost in what you were told to do and who you were told to become. And so a lot of the work that I had personally was undoing some of that. I'm not going to say I undid it all, but I did undo the more damaging parts that had me shrinking, that had me afraid to speak up about issues that are important to me. So, like, again, you can be speaking up and speaking out, but are you sharing about issues of passion? Are you sharing your heart? Are you opening up fully, right? And so I want to encourage you with that to stop dimming your own light. Do not turn your light down. Do not dim down who you are. Yes, you will be refined. Yes, you're going to be growing into a better version of who you are, but that does not mean turning your light down. And that does not mean becoming something you're not, shrinking, trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you, or a box, if you will. And so with that, When you decide, hey, I'm not going to continue to shrink, right? I want to embrace who I am and I want to walk my journey. You may have to find some courage to walk alone. This can be tough as well because, of course, we're community based. Everyone has various communities. Most people, I'll say, have various communities that they're a part of. Whether you're an extreme active part of them or just a member, you have communities that you like. It could be online communities. These communities don't have to be in person, right? It could just be a YouTube community. It could be whatever. It could just be you're on TikTok, you're on Lemon, you're on Instagram. We are all a part of communities, whether we're at the center or whether we're on the margins of those communities, just observing, we're still a part of them. And so sometimes, in order to embrace who you authentically are, you have to disconnect to an extent. For some communities, you may have to fully disconnect. For other communities, you just may have to pull back some. What I'm saying is that you have to form your own understanding of yourself. And to do that, you may have to walk alone or close your circle. Maybe you're used to having 5 or 6 people around. Maybe it has to shrink down to 1 or 2. Drop an emoji in the comments if you've ever been there, right? Drop a word, drop a phrase. Have you ever had to walk alone and did you think it was scary? It can be very intimidating, right? To stand on your own, especially after a lifetime of striving to fit in. And so I want to encourage you to see solitude as sacred, right? It is the first day of a new year. We are in the middle of winter, and this is a time to embrace solitude and walking alone to a large extent, right? A time where you can go within and pull on the wisdom that's yours to pull on. Thank you for the emoji. And you can just embrace who you are. Reflect on the previous year. Reflect. I keep sharing. I have a video coming out in a little while about setting some New Year's goals, but you can take this time to reflect on who you are, who you opportunities that maybe you missed. I have some lives coming out where I share times where I wasn't chosen, where I put myself out there, where I wasn't afraid to stand out and I was still told no. And that's okay too. And so maybe reflect on some of that and just see alone time as sacred and not scary. So when you trust yourself enough to walk alone, you'll always find the right people and opportunities have been waiting for you all along. You are your own greatest asset, so don't shrink to fit in. You need to rise to thrive. And with that, I just want to wish you a happy new year. Thank you for joining my quick Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kimberly Carter. I don't think I said that at the beginning, but I am here as an encourager, and I just want to encourage you to embrace this new year with joy. Happy New Year again. See y'all next time.